In this video we're going to introduce negative exponents, and to do that what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with this example. 3 to the 4th divided by 3 to the 9th. Let's write out what this expression means. So 3 is multiplied 4 times in the numerator and it's multiplied 9 times in the denominator. And you should look at this and think to yourself that you can start canceling terms. We can cancel all 4 3's in the numerator with 4 of the 3's in the denominator. We're left with a 1 in the numerator, and we're left with 5 3's all multiplied in the denominator, which can be written as 3 to the 5th power. Okay, great, so why did we do this? Well, I want you to recall a rule that was introduced in the Laws of Exponents video. It looks something like this. It says that if you have two bases that are the same with different exponents and they're divided, you can do that division by subtracting the exponent. So if we look at 3 to the 4th divided by 3 to the 9th in this way, that can be written as 3 to the 4 minus 9 power, or in other words, 3 to the negative 5th power. So using our rule from the last video, our answer to this problem would be 3 to the negative 5th power, and using this technique from this video, our answer would be 1 over 3 to the 5th power. Well, which one is it? Well, it's both. 3 to the negative 5th power can also be written as 1 over 3 to the 5th power. And that's where we get our first rule. You can take any base raised to a negative power, and that is the same thing as 1 over that base to the positive power. So as a really quick example, x to the negative 7th power is the same thing as 1 over x to the 7th power. Well, let's use that idea to come up with another rule. What if you have 1 over x to the negative 2 power? Well, our previous rule says that we can rewrite x to the negative 2 power as 1 over x squared. We just took the denominator here and we rewrote the denominator using the rule that we just found. Well, now this looks like division of fractions. You can think of the numerator as 1 over 1, and if you remember how to divide fractions, what you do is you flip over the denominator, you rewrite the numerator as it is, and you multiply. And if you do that, you just get regular old x squared over 1, which you just write as x squared. So what did we just come up with? We just came up with the fact that 1 over x to the negative 2 power is just the same thing as x squared. So we can write down this rule. If we have 1 over a base to a negative power, what we can do is bring that up to the numerator and just write that thing with a positive power on it. So let's go back up to the previous rule and see what we've learned. We learned that if you have a negative power in a numerator, you can just take that whole term, put it in the denominator, and make the power positive. If you have a negative power on a base in the denominator, you can take that little piece there with the negative power on it, move it up to the numerator, and make the power positive. Let's use that to do an example. Let's rewrite this expression using only positive exponents. What that means is anywhere you see a negative exponent, what you're going to do is use those previous two rules we learned to get rid of that negative exponent. Let's start it up. So this 5 is in the numerator. This x squared is in the numerator with a positive exponent, so we're going to leave that. However, this z to the negative 3, that's a negative exponent. What we learned is that we can take that little piece, move it to the denominator, and make the exponent positive. So now we have a z cubed in our denominator. Well, what about this y to the negative 4th term? Well, we just learned that we can take this term with the negative exponent on it and move it from the denominator up to the numerator. We just make the exponent positive. Alright, we're going to keep this one short, and I'm going to give you a quick video quiz over just those basics. I want you to rewrite these two expressions using only positive exponent. And you have two examples above that will show you exactly how to do it. I'll see you in the next video.